gentlemen, the program is about to begin. Please take a moment to silence your cell phones and other communication devices. Please note that taking of photographs and the use of recording equipment is strictly prohibited. We would also like to inform you that food and beverages are never permitted in the Times Center auditorium. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the program.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to TimesTalks at the Times Center. It's exciting today to be here because we're live at the Times Center in New York, and we're live around the world on the web. So we're going to shake it up. We're so excited today to bring you the stars of the hit Disney Channel show, Shake It Up. They're here live on our stage, and you'll see them in just a second. As you know from the show, dance is inspiring. Dance is a lifestyle. So it's no wonder that Shake It Up is the first sitcom based on dance and Disney's #1 series of all time for your age group. Yay, yeah. Interviewing our stars today will be one of our favorite New York Times reporters who writes about the arts for the paper and on nytimes.com. And she's interviewed many other important stars, writers, directors, and other notable people in the news for TimesTalks. But before she starts the interview, let's take a look at Shake It Up in action.
She's my BFF. This rocks. We get to be on TV and they pay us. Now if they just pay us to go to school. That's risky. I am finally rubbing off on you.
Man, I'm some kind of freaky genius.
I am Tinka, and the hot breath you feel on the back of your neck is mine.
Cece and Rocky, the most generous and thoughtful girls we know.
We need more boys in this house. I'm outnumbered. Rocky, trust me, you're the best person I know. It's our generation.
Yay. And now, please join me in shaking it up for New York Times culture reporter Patty Cohen and our very special guests, Caroline Sunshine, Kenton Duty, Roshan Fagan, Zendaya, Bella Thorne, Adam Irigoyen, Davis Cleveland, and executive producer of the show, Rob Lauterstein.
How are you guys doing tonight? Actually, this morning, right? I just realized that myself when I said that. What time?
She's in charge, Kenton.
Thanks. All right, thank you all so much for coming today. Thank you guys for all showing up. This is very exciting. Let's start off by, Rob, I'm going to start with you, first of all, just by telling us about
Because I'm the one that the kids all showed up to hear about.
That's right, exactly.
I'm afraid to go outside. I'm going to be mobbed by all these young people who wanted me to write her.
Well, you helped create the show. So why don't you start off by just telling us about how you got the idea for the show?
Well, the show was created by a wonderful writer named Chris Thompson.
Hey.
And I have to say, I wish I could take credit for making these wonderful choices for the casting, although a couple of you I was involved with the casting. It sounds like, oh, I remember. I like that. But Chris really shaped the pilot and came up with the story and the characters and the ideas. And once the pilot was shot, I was brought in to help flesh it out and to help turn it into a series. And I think we have, right? It feels like a series, doesn't it?
You guys like it?
Well, now, one thing I'm sure everyone's interested in, I'd just like to go ask you all, is how you got into show business, because I'm sure there's probably a lot of kids out there who are interested in that. So first, I'm going to start with the girls. Bella, why don't you start and just say, how did you get into this whole thing?
Well, I've been a model since I was really young, and my brother and I, Remy, who's right there, sitting over there, we flew up for a guest job, and my brother had booked a pilot called Four Kings, and we didn't really know about it because we kind of thought it was like a commercial because we've never done that. And yeah, it's kind of sad. But yeah, he booked that, and then I was too afraid to get into it for about a year because I'm dyslexic, and that was really hard for the cold reading. But then I got into it, and I fell in love with it.
And Zendaya, why don't you tell us?
I've grown up around, theater my whole life. My mom works at the California Shakespeare Theater, and so ever since I was 2 years old, I've been running around there and learning from all these amazing directors and all these amazing people, and that's when I really decided that that's what I wanted to do with my life. And so I started with small productions around in the community, and then I moved on from there to modeling, and then to acting locally, and then I moved to LA and for Shake It Up.
Okay, so let's skip down to the end. Caroline.
So my background, I started as a ballerina. I was a dancer. Are there any dancers in the house? Hey. So that was my thing. I was a big dancer. So that's it's only fitting that I'd be on a dance show, Shake It Up, So I did dance forever, and I did a little bit of theater like Zendaya. And I remember the first job I ever got was for a doll commercial called Amazing Allison. And it was a typical commercial where I was posing with the doll and smiling, and that was my first commercial, and it's kind of only grown from there. So I kind of fell into it a little bit, but it's been fun.
Now we're going to show a clip in one moment of, we'll show one clip, and it's going to involve Kent, and you're in it as well. So why don't you go, and then we'll show the clip, and we'll come back to the other guys.
All right, so I don't know, all of you kids, you have to write your essays, you have to present it in front of the class, right? All of you with me there?
Yeah.
So when I was, in third grade, my dad wanted to make sure that I was able to present in front of all my peers and not get all nervous, get the jitters, not be able to talk in front of them and be like this. So
I could tell you were probably the really nervous.
Oh, I was always the shy one. No. So he put me in a local theater camp over the summer, and I fell in love with it. And he's like, well, maybe it's not for you yet. Maybe we should wait. But the camp director came to my family and said, hey, can he audition for Dallas Theater Center?
Wow.
With Jonathan Moscone, which is a friend of Zendaya's, so small world, right? So he came and directed A Christmas Carol at Dallas Theater Center, and I got in it, and it went from there. And then my agent found me in Dallas, brought me out here, and 6 years later, here I am.
Okay, all right. So let's see if we can run this clip, and then we'll come back.
Right there?
Right.
Okay.
Hopefully, can you?
Hello, people. I am Gunther.
And I am Tinka.
And we are the Hessenheffers.
We know who you are. You've been exchange student since the first grade. And when do we get to exchange you back?
I see you have a flyer for the Shake It Up Chicago local popular television dance program.
We also have a flyer. Now is your chance to exit from the audition gracefully, hanging your heads like dogs. Whiff, whiff.
Wait a second, Stinka. Oh, that was a good one. Was that not a good one? That was so good. Why wouldn't we audition? We are the best dancers in Chicago.
Don't be loony nutty. You're not even the best dancers in this hallway.
is that the bell for class? Or is it your cell phones that don't exist?
Text us.
Okay, great. Okay, and we're going to run another clip, the last clip after this. But here, let's start. Davis, how about you?
Well, when I was little,
Like when we walked out here?
I watched a lot of TV, maybe a little too much. And so I wanted to get into acting. So I started with just some local little commercials. And I started this acting class. And we were just supposed to come out here for like a week, 4 days. And so, but we liked it so much, now we live.
Davis, how old are you now?
I turned 9 February 5th.
Happy birthday!
I remember you when you were only 8.
So long ago.
Memories.
I remember.
Good times.
Okay, Adam, how about you?
I really woke up one morning when I was 8 years old, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to be just playing around, just playing sports and all that stuff. I want to do something. And so later on that day, I was like watching TV, and I saw Disney Channel. Ironic. So I was watching Disney Channel, and I saw Raven. I saw Raven do the Mickey ears and all that stuff. I was like, that's what I want to do. And so I told my mom, and she was like, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll do that. And,
We'll do that.
So we went to this acting class. Long story short, they took us to this convention. We're here, and a year and a half later, I'm on Shake It Up. So I think everything turned out okay.
And what did you get to do?
I got to do my Mickey ears. It worked out.
Okay, Rashawn.
Basically, my story started when I was about this big. My dad has been my mentor, coach, and veteran in the business forever.
Roy Fagan.
He's a director, producer, writer, actor, just everything in the business. So I really just came out like, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. Dad's doing it. And it just was so easy for me. So I'm so grateful for that I didn't have to go through the process like you all really had to get an agent and look for classes and all that. So it was really cool that I had somebody to guide me through. Set me up with an agent. Started doing commercials like everyone else. Got a role in Spider-Man 2 when I was about Davis's height. And Disney was like, we like you. Camp Rock came along, and we're shaking it up.
Now let's see if we can we have the last clip?
Let's do this.
Not my friends is what's passing for web infotainment these days.
Oh, come on, no one's gonna watch Rocky and Cece's show.
5,000 hits.
What? Don't people have lives? I'm jealous. Yeah, it's killing me.
If they can get 5,000 hits, we should be able to put something together and get 5 million hits. We could be internet sensations.
Yeah, you're right. Ty and I could do something cool, and you could be the cameraman.
Cameraman? If God wanted me to be behind the camera, would he have given me such an adorable face?
You know, little man makes a good point. We can use all the good looking we can get.
We're going to beat them at their own game. We're going to do an advice show. Only our advice show has a hook.
What's that?
2 words. Zombies.
All right, well, now, Roshan and Zendaya, you made it sound very easy because you had parents who were in the business. But what about the rest of you? Did some of you have, your parents, were they kind of a little wary or worried about you getting into this whole acting thing? Caroline, it looked like you were.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, my mom and dad are my biggest supporters, and I'm so grateful for them because they've really supported my dreams. And anybody who has parents that support your dreams, I mean, props to you guys. But
Yay, parents!
Go parents. But being the parents who look out for me and my best interest all the time, they were definitely worried. You see all the stuff that goes on, and it's a lot for anybody at this age to handle. And so they were really, really kind of nervous. My mom was really nervous at first. But, we talked it out. I have a really cool relationship with my parents, and, they've supported my dreams. And now I'm on this amazing show, and, it's all worked out.
Kenton, it looked like you were going to.
Yeah, I've got one.
It seemed very easy, though, for you getting involved, but.
Yeah, well, both my parents come from the tech, computer, business savvy world, where basically it's the complete opposite agenda style. I mean, sure, you've got, traveling, like I was traveling with my dad when I was 6 weeks old already, so I've been flying on planes my entire life. But, I mean, both of them were like, well, is he going to be able to do this? I mean, no one in my family has ever been in entertainment. I'm like the first of the entire tree. The entire tree, all the branches and everything. So now, I mean, I think it might have been a little hard on my sisters too, because they look up to me, and I have a lot of respect for them too, just because they're mature so fast. I mean, like Dave's over here.
How many sisters do you have?
I've got 2 younger ones, and now to do the show, I've got 3 extras. So I've got my 2 younger sisters who are 11. They're twins. But my family's just all the branches of my family. Like I said, the tree. They've all been so supportive. Everybody calls me up at least once a week, if not more, and so I'm really proud and excited to have them as my family.
Bella, how about you?
Of course, with the whole dyslexia thing, my mom and father were a little scared, but they know that this was something I wanted to do, and I definitely wouldn't be here without my mom. She's helped me through everything.
Mama!
And she's really helped me through the whole dyslexia thing and the reading and stuff. So I definitely wouldn't be here without my mom supporting me. So she really gave me that strength.
Now, how about school? Okay, now I have to ask the parental question. So, when tell me what your schedule is like. Adam, why don't you start?
Well, in the summer we're filming all that stuff, so we're just filming. But when school time comes around, we have to do school all day while we're filming and rehearsing and all that stuff. So, and I feel very blessed because both of my parents are teachers. That worked out.
Both of my teachers are parents.
Yeah, both of my parents are teachers. So I get to do school on set and at home, and everybody's a little behind at least, but I'm not gonna lie. But I feel very blessed that I get to do on set and home and all that stuff.
These kids work. It's amazing to me. These kids work so hard, and I think kids out there, maybe in the audience and who watch them on TV, think, "Oh wow, it must be so cool to be on a TV show," and of course it is. But these guys work so hard. They're in school as much as 5 hours a day, really working.
Right.
And
Give me a typical day, what it's like, because I think that's probably true that people don't really have a sense of what it's like.
Wake up early.
Yeah, 5. I wake up at 5.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. She lives further away from the studio than I do.
Okay. All right. So let's start. So you all live in LA now, right, or nearby?
Well, I was born here. So
you were born there, and did your families, the rest of you, move there, or are they kind of commuting, or?
My family, I'm from Orange County, OC. Woo! Yeah, represent. So I live in Orange County with my family. So we drive to the studio.
Right, Kenton, it sounded like you were from Texas.
I am from Texas. I've got my Texan ring on right here. Got to represent the family heirloom. Davis is from Texas.
So did your families move to?
Well, currently for me, my parents will switch off. Who wants to take care of the 15-year-old whose lifestyle is worse than ours? Okay, I will go with you then. But so that it's like, who wants to travel with Kenton? Who wants to help him with his geometry homework because he's better at algebra than geometry? So he needs the help with that.
All right, so let's go back. So now let's go back. All right, so you're up at 5 a.m. 8.
No, Well, not that far behind.
Okay.
But yeah, we get up really early. We
do
go to
like
set.
3 hours of dance in the morning.
That's the thing, that in addition to school and rehearsing whatever, these girls are in rehearsals. We do a brand new dance number almost every single week. And we start from scratch, and somehow at the end of the week they actually know how to do it.
Right.
Right.
So it's 3 hours in the morning you're practicing dance.
3 hours.
And then what happens?
And then we go to school, and we have to do our schooling, of course. You know, that's priority.
And that's a special school for all kids who are acting, or just in your. Or,
I'll jump in
just
on that.
our set. Right?
Yeah, I don't know about all of us, but okay.
There are multiple different schools that you can go to. Like, I'm in a public school that lets me do it all at home. Caroline's at her private school out in OC.
Yeah.
Davis, Adam, Zendaya, and Bella are all in a another K-12. Yeah, K-12. So it's another homeschooling program. So there are multiple schools, but we all sit in basically the same room and do it.
Okay, and Roshan?
My agenda is a little different. I wake up real early, 3 hours in the jacuzzi. Right. I'm telling you, it's so early. No, I'm actually out of school.
Sacrifices we make, right?
I'm telling you, this is business. I was born into it, like I said. So traveling and waking up early was just a part of my daily routine. But I'm actually 19 now, so I don't have to do school. Yeah, so I'm kicking back and making fun of them while they're up there.
I see.
Yeah, that's me with the loud music. So basically, I just kind of, stay busy. I do a lot of music, and I produce music and write music. So I'm still, using the brain and all that.
Okay.
But mostly making fun of them, yeah.
Right, and their homework.
Yeah.
So then you do 5 hours of school, and then what? Then there's a break, or?
We go to rehearsals. For the
And so not the dance rehearsals.
the actual rehearsals for the episodes. And then we do an hour of lunch, and then we come back, we do more school, more dance, and then we do our network or producer run through.
Nice.
And homework? Do you get homework?
Didn't ask if you do your homework.
Well, I mean, we do work at home all the time. Like, that's what we do homeschool. So I guess you could say we do homework, kind of, because our school is at home.
Now, what about free time? I mean, like, do you miss not playing in the park after school? Do you have friends outside of on the set?
I think we all have our friends, offside the set, but we've kind of become a family here. So we all have our friends. We all have our personal time to do what we like to do. But for me, what I love to do is be on set. So I think I'm kind of doing what I love to do every day.
Ditto.
I can third that notion.
Well, it just doesn't seem like you have a lot of time even left over to do that. So.
I love being on set. To be honest, I am a workaholic. Every time I'm not off set, I'm like, when am I gonna go back on set? And my best friend, you guys are all my best friends, and I think that
Am I one of your best friends?
Well, Rob Seed. And so we're all together, and we're all a family in that kind of way. So I am with my friends every day, and it's nice to be able to hang out with people that I love and care about.
We also shoot 3 episodes a month. So 1 week a month, you guys are off doing your own thing.
Okay.
So it's not like they're constantly on the set. And what do you? I never
Wait,
asked. What
Bella,
do you do there?
you're shaking your head.
Zendaya and I we're still working. Yeah, we're still working on dance. Yeah, on dance and all the.
All right, well, let's talk about the dancing for a minute, because Caroline, you said that you trained as in ballet, so you obviously came to the show with
I came with a little experience.
a little experience, right? Okay. Now, Bella, right? You hadn't really danced before.
Never.
Okay.
I've always done freestyle. I've always wanted and dreamed about dance, and Shake It Up is my dream come true. I've always wanted to be like that, and now I'm a dancer. Yes. But before, not so much. So when we did the original pilots, I was not a dancer, and I didn't know what an 8 count was. So Zendaya helped me through that at least.
And you, Zendaya, you had training as a dancer before.
Fortunately, my parents got me into some dance programs when I was younger, and I got to do hip hop dance, and I did hula, which is the complete opposite of hip hop. But all those kind of helped me learn choreography and how to get those movements into my body. And so thankfully, when I got Shake It Up,
which is a dance show, I had
It
that
is?
background. I had that background, and I had something to kind of help me along the way. And Bella, she's come a long way. I'm really proud of her.
But I'm sorry, you both have the difference between the early episodes and what you guys do now. But it's like you said, it's 3 hours a day of rehearsal. You are dancers. You're constantly doing choreography and new moves and stuff, and it's like. I would imagine it's like going to the gym. I haven't been in a while, but it's like you just get better and better and stronger, and they're amazing dancers.
Now, Kenton, you were showing me backstage that you've been working on some of your moves.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of private, training so that way, because I needed to catch up to this guy right here who's, been entertaining his entire life, right?
Rashawn is an amazing dancer.
Oh my gosh.
Well, maybe later we'll get to see a little bit of that. But
So I needed to catch up, to like Dea and Caroline, and because I couldn't even do freestyle. Like Bella said, she could, do a little bit of freestyle. I was so left feet that I would literally trip just trying to move my foot to the right beat. It was really bad. But I've gotten better. I'm now starting to b-boy. I know Adam over there starting to b-boy.
Yeah.
And
now, Adam, I know you are really into sports. Did that help you with dance?
Yeah, a lot, because I grew up around sports. My dad was, he was a football coach. He played football. My brother, he played football, soccer. He played everything. Like, if there was a sport, he played it. So, so I grew up around sports, and I played sports. Basketball was my favorite sport. That's why I love that song. So I grew up around sports, and so when I started dancing, just like moving my feet fast it helped a lot. It really did.
My feet fast.
My feet fast.
Davis, how about you? Do you like to dance?
I like to dance. I didn't do a lot of sports before this.
That works. That's cool.
So, the choreographers, Rosero and Claude, they're wonderful.
They are.
They help me a lot.
You danced a little on the show, though, right?
Yes, he danced on top of me as well. On the
Oh, I remember.
Now, Rob, I don't know if there's obviously been a lot of interest.
I'm not a dancer, I'll tell you right now.
But nonetheless, we want to see you do some dancing. Now, there's been a couple of obviously dance shows that are very popular now. Was that part of the idea behind this? There's kind of a dance craze out there, Dancing with the Stars, and
I think America is fascinated with dance, but I don't think that's a new thing. I mean, dance has always been popular, especially with young people, and like there's so many new and innovative. Dance is just growing and evolving into different things, and I think what young people love when they watch the show is really the acrobatic stuff, especially. It's like to see, the flips and the things, and it's like, that's dance. What was the question? I forgot. So I think it kind of like, it's like, it takes advantage of what young people like and what America likes, and just kind of married it with comedy, which we haven't really seen. I mean, we've seen Broadway shows where there's dance and comedy, but never really on a TV show. And I'm sorry, but I just loved it in the pilot when you go, we've dreamed about this our entire lives. They're 13 years old. And like, our whole lives we've wanted to be professional dancers. This is our time. But it's true. It's like, how many kids in the audience really love dance?
There you go.
Yeah, that's a lot of hands and stuff, and it's like to see young people doing it and stuff. It's just kind of exciting, and it's what we call aspirational. It's like what people aspire to, and it's like, and these girls are doing it. Like Bella said, she wasn't a dancer, and she is. She's a professional dancer now.
That's right.
Dreamed about her whole life.
Now, you kids probably are not familiar with American Bandstand. Okay, you've seen clips, YouTube. Thank God for YouTube.
Or Soul Train is to us.
Right, or Soul Train. Exactly. So was that, and that was a show that was on when I was a kid, and which was just, it wasn't really a comedy show. It was really just a dance show.
Right, but I remember going when I was like your age. I would go to like bar mitzvahs and stuff, and we would watch Soul Train and American Bandstand. kind of like get some moves down. And that's kind of what's happening now with kids watching the show, is like seeing some of the dance. We're going to be doing more of that. There's an episode later on where we teach people how to do a dance. Remember we did, right? His thing. And we're going to try to do stuff for the internet and stuff in Disney.com where, Latin dance too, where kids get to learn the moves and see what they go through and stuff, and learn how to dance too.
And so do any of you have, I know the show, you haven't been doing it that long, but you know, do any of the dances, have you guys come up with any thoughts of things that you would like to dance or suggested to the choreographers?
In our pilots, I came up with an 8 count that we put in our first, well no, actually our second pilot is where we put it in, and it was really cool because it was all popping. It was, Dad, do you remember? It was like that.
Can you show us?
It was
without music?
I can't think of the whole thing, but yeah, it's that thing. It's like,
okay.
Nice.
So that's great. So you're actually on the way to being choreographers as well.
Exactly. I guess that, you know, like we kind of get a say in what we get to dance. You know, it's about making ourselves comfortable and feeling confident in what we're doing. And, you know, thankfully we have people that listen to our feelings and, you know, really take into consideration, you know, what we really love to dance like. And so they kind of adapt it for us. And so there's a little bit of me and Bella's personal styles in the dances.
Now, Roshan, you have the most experience, and as you said, because your father was involved in business, and if you look at all the things that you've done a lot of different kinds of shows. So describe a little bit what the difference is in terms of a show on Disney, where obviously it's a kids show, versus some of the other things that you've appeared on.
It is a huge difference, and especially because this is my first series. It's a trip when you're shooting a movie or something. You have like a long period of time where you're doing absolutely nothing, and you just have to act like you're shooting a movie or something and be busy. But every day on a series, you're just back at it every day. So it is it's a whole nother feeling to it, but it's really fun because you have a great cast, great people, great writers and producers, and you know, you just get used to it and make magic. That's what it's all about. Yeah.
Now, how about though when you were on a show, let's say that wasn't a kid's show, is that, you know, do you feel like anybody's paying attention to you, or?
Well, it's almost the same, except there's older people. You know what I mean? And there's, you know, it's a little more faster. It's not as patient, because sometimes, you know, you got to be a little more patient and figuring out what you got to do for the little ones. I'm talking about you, Davis. I'm joking. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's business is business, you know what I mean? It's all about business, and it's really fun when you do have a lot of energy and a lot of great people around. So it's not too much different, but yeah.
Bella, go ahead.
I've only worked on adult shows besides Shake It Up, and
give us one of the other shows you worked on.
I've worked on Big Love. I've worked on My Worst Enemy. I've worked on Dirty Sexy Money.
Okay, hopefully you kids have never seen these shows.
She was the money.
Yeah. Well, no.
Good job.
On Big Love was my recent set. That's why I'm a redhead, because I'm actually blonde. But I had to replace a character on there, and adult shows are actually so different from kid shows. Our show is like, we're all having fun and we're all just dancing around, and
There's no fun on the other show.
just having no fun.
None.
And
Just sit there.
yeah, and Big Love was like more of an adult cast, and there was like just a different kind of thing there, and that's what I've grown up around. So it's been really nice getting.
So it's not as silly, I guess.
Yeah, they don't talk about Twitter and stuff.
Yeah, like, and you know, those are all dramas too. I've only been on dramas besides this 30-minute comedy, which is
so
definitely.
that really is a difference.
Yeah, definitely a big difference.
Kenton, did you want to say something?
I'm gonna jump in on there. I'm like Bella. I was only in dramas. I was in Lost, where I was a foot shorter. I was in Cold Case, where I killed a guy. Don't ever do that. We don't.
Don't try that at home.
Okay. So I was in Cold Case. Got to do a lot of cool stunts in that. I was in a man-made river in like a wetsuit and stuff. But yeah, I've done a lot of dramas, and then I was in a Tim Allen movie where I was doing the dramatic part of the movie, and so it was just a lot of drama. And then finally, I hit that sitcom that worked with me.
I know. It's
Created
hard,
and then created the accent and everything worked out.
it's hard to believe you hadn't done comedy before, but when you were on Lost, that was such a scary
Oh my
part,
gosh, that was
too.
so
Now,
much
was that
fun.
because obviously that show is very creepy. Was it creepy behind the set too?
No. I played guitar with the cast. You know, I played with Terry. I played with Josh, Ian, and Terry showed me how he broke like one of the little trees, and he threw like a spear into this other like tree that was even thinner than it, and took that one down. I was like, okay, you guys show me how to do that. Then I think he was worried that I might try it out.
Actually try it, right?
We don't throw knives on our set.
Right. I'm glad to
They're
hear
like rubber
that.
knives or something.
I'm glad to. Now, how many of
We don't
you?
even magnets.
How many of you have appeared on stage in a live play? Okay, so let's. Okay, Rob.
I was Buffalo Bill in the class 6328 production.
All right,
I don't know if anyone saw it. But.
Does middle school count?
Middle school too.
Okay, I played the tree.
The tree. I bet you were great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, there was I'm lying. In 2nd grade, I did a talent show, and I played Danny Zuko. You're the one that I want in Greece, and it was me and one of my friends, and I was in 2nd grade, and I didn't know what I was doing, but it really turned out. I was like, yeah, I could do this.
Right. You realize. Now, Zendaya, obviously, your mother works in a theater. Tell us a little bit about what it's like being on stage live and how different that is.
My mom, she's the house manager at the California Shakespeare Theater, and so, I mean, it's definitely a different feeling because, I mean, when you're on stage, you only get one shot to go out there and make it perfect. When you're on a set, you have multiple takes, so there's kind of like that extra pressure put on you, and then, you know, it's just a different feeling. You have to project, you have to get all the way to the back of the room. You know, when there's microphones on you and there's a camera right there, there's certain things that you have to do differently. And
yeah, you can't say nothing crazy whispering. I'll hear you.
They'll all hear you. So it was kind of an adjustment for me, but it was a good adjustment, and I've learned a lot in these last 5 months. I mean, I've learned more about TV than I've ever known before, and I've learned about how much hard work goes into all of the episodes, and it's just been an amazing experience. It's definitely different, but I'm glad I did it.
What about being on stage and having to do the same part day after day or night after night? Does that ever get boring, or no, because it's a live audience and it feels different?
That you have a different audience every time, and each audience has their own energy, and I think that each time you go out there, the audience feeds you a different kind of energy, so you have a different kind of performance. And that's the same when we have live tapings. Every time we have a live taping, I'm so excited because it makes me think like I'm back on the stage where I used to be, so it's kind of like going back home.
Now, who else has, Kenton?
Yeah, I've done 2 like huge performances, and I think that's where my parents were like, "Oh no, here we go," because both my first ever acting job was Dallas Theater Center, Jonathan Moscone, directing A Christmas Carol. I did, you know, background parts. I did adolescent Scrooge at 10, so I was playing a teenager at 10, which was funny. But what was cool for me is the difference where, you know, here we've got, you know, we don't have as many trapdoors. We have a guy hangout though, right?
Yeah, we got a little.
But they've got all these cool trap doors. They've got, you know, and it's a completely different feel because there's completely different crew parts, right? And like she said, the audience gives you a different feed. And for me, the live audience is just like going back because, you know, you're at the front of the stage. They're, you know, basically cheering you on with the laughs and the claps to the songs. And there are actual dance routines that, you know, back then I wasn't really a part of because I couldn't do it.
That's all right.
Right.
But
Roshan, you've been on stage
I've never done theater. Like I said, the tree wasn't much of a big
part.
the
tree, right.
But as a performer, I am a songwriter and singer and dancer. I've always been on stage performing my music. And I started that when I was really small. Like I learned to dance basically turning on the TV and mimicking Michael Jackson. I mean, come on, that's how everybody's done it, you know, just that inspiration. And you know, being on a stage and getting the reaction you want when you do a certain dance move or you know you say a certain lyric, it's all in the same realm of entertainment. You want that feeling from the audience. So a lesson if you go to, if you're an audience in a big stage or anything, make a lot of noise. It helps. Trust me, silence does not work.
Yeah. So have you performed your own music on stage?
Yeah, I've performed a lot of my own music. I think I started performing when I was about 8. And that's when I started writing my stuff and recording it and actually producing my own stuff. And I did like a little local tour at all the places in Hollywood, like the Knitting Factory and BB King's, and just me and my family.
When you were 8?
I was 8, but that started when I was 12. I started making music when I was 8.
And you know, mid-career.
When he was,
right, of course, you know.
Middle age of his.
That's when it all happened.
I'm such a slacker. I have to accomplish something. Can I just say, I thought what you did on the Disney Channel for Black History Month. Did anyone see that? I thought that was so. I thought it was so cool, and like we've seen.
For people who haven't seen it, why don't you describe that a little bit? What
you describe it. You did it.
Well, it's called Anything's Possible. It's a song that was created for Black History Month. We went down to the Watts Towers in Compton, and it was an amazing experience because Disney really put a lot into it and made it something that was huge for Black History Month. And it came out so great. I rapped the song, and the video was awesome, and it was fun, really fun.
It was really
Is it possible, if they haven't seen it, is it possible to see that on YouTube or on the Disney Channel?
It's on Disney Channel. No, actually, it's on Radio Disney YouTube page. So you can go there and type in Anything's Possible, Rashawn Fagan, and it'll pop up.
Okay, great. Now, Caroline, you I assume performed in dances or ballet.
I did, yeah. My big background is dance, and I did musical theater as well. And I think there's nothing like being on a stage in front of an audience with lights. Like even now, you know, there's a big audience and there's lights, and there's nothing like kind of the thrill of having that. And back to what you guys said about feeding off of everybody's energies. Like it really, that's how you know when you love something. Like when you get that feeling, like, oh my God. You know? That's how I feel it.
Is it more nerve-wracking? I mean, I assume if somebody blows a line or there's a mistake, you can just, you know, tape it over, right? But on stage, is it scarier?
They never forget their line.
I'm sure.
They never make a mistake.
Now, who we talking when you say they?
But no, it works out great, you know, and there's a lot of similarities between, you know, there's a lot of differences working on a TV show and doing live theater, but there's also some similarities. Like when you're doing a show, you know, you're rehearsing, and that's what we do. We show up in our sweats with our scripts and we rehearse.
That's
you
right.
know? And when we're doing our run-throughs, and we do our run-throughs, it's kind of like, you know, a dress rehearsal in a sense. And when we have our live audience, it's really like being on a stage, and it's amazing.
Right. No, so how often do you guys have a live audience when you tape? Is that unusual or?
Every Tuesday.
Pretty much every week.
Oh, it's and who comes? Who's in the audience?
Our fans.
People. These guys.
It was weird because at the beginning, when you're a brand new show and you haven't premiered, there's always tourists in town and they want to go to TV tapings, and if they're young audiences, they kind of find their way to our stage. But before like the show had premiered, it was like people liked it and they laughed and they were like, what's this? But then once the show premiered, wasn't it like totally different?
Oh my God.
I had to start taking an aspirin before every taping because the screaming, you know, the kids get so excited.
I think it went from like yours, you know.
They went from, you
Oh
know,
my
awkward
goodness!
clap.
Yes.
Yeah. See, now at the live taping, you hear our theme song play, everybody gets out of their seats and just starts yelling as if it's a Justin Bieber concert. And so our producers are like, now they
crazy.
Oh my God. See, look, see what I'm talking about? Justin Bieber right there.
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
Shake it up bracelet though. Don't worry.
Yeah,
We need to figure out how to make those.
That's right. Yeah, you need some Shake It Up bands.
Yeah.
We do.
I got you.
Backpack.
We need to get on that.
Pick it up hat and all that.
That's right, for the next designer. So, so how many shows are left in this season?
We shot a total of 21 episodes, and
Already.
They're
already.
Yeah, and we're on a break now, but I think
The next one is the zombie one.
the next one is that like maybe number
The one you guys were talking about up there?
I think that's
12 or
The
13.
Love Kitten.
What is it?
Love Kitten.
Oh yeah.
No. I think he's.
But I think like maybe the 13th
it's the
episode that we shot is about to air this Sunday, and it's a good one. I thought last week was really funny.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Well, I mean, what are you going to say?
Well, it could have been funnier. It could have been funnier. you have been.
Right. So now, what country do you guys actually come from?
Okay, I'll grab that. I'll grab that one. So,
America?
for the audition process, I'll start from the very beginning of the whole. So, Chris created the idea of Gunther and Tinka coming from a foreign country. So in the breakdown for the actual audition, it said, come in with a European accent. I'm like, no, I'm going to make one. So I made the accent from like Russian and German, and I conglomerated it together, and you got the Hess and Heifer accent.
Conglomerate.
Big word.
Vocab word.
This guy, write that down.
So then, a few months later, Caroline came in for the role of Tinka.
I did.
And she had this full-blown Russian accent. And I'm like, this girl might work. This girl
might work.
They were.
was sitting next to her
That's
in
where I met him. I'm like, I like you too. And then a week later, both of them are on our set. I'm like, I figured it out. I knew it.
Is it weird for the audience to hear them talking like
do you
she's
guys
from Orange
think it's
County?
weird?
he's
Is
from
it?
Texas?
Yeah, it confuses me. I don't understand right
Would
now.
you like us to do a mix between, hello, baby, and then just go back? Because I think we might
Well,
be able
did you the accent that you ended up with was that one that you guys kind of came up with, or
We
did
feed
they
off of
tell
each
you?
other a lot, and it's like we mix things and we take this and we take that and we shake it up a little bit.
There you go. And
Yeah, it's just more like feeding off each other and kind of like what I brought and what he brought, and then we
Right.
mix it to kind of create this duo who are twinsies, but they also are like they have their own quirks and different things like that.
Right.
That really kind of make the characters
Right.
work.
They obviously have awesome vocabulary because they got like
That's right.
Conglomerated
twinsies.
twinsies.
Man.
You guys have been
And
doing
then
your
the
homework.
We don't really know what country or we never said what country they come to, but it's a very odd country. and
Yeah, clearly.
It seems to get odder the more we talk about it.
Right.
There's an episode coming up where you meet our family,
Meet
actually.
us.
So
Karen.
everybody watch out for that. And so basically, you should see that the parents keep the culture really live at home.
Yes.
Still doesn't explain it.
And I'm not going to give too much away, but they keep it really alive at home. And the two actors that came in are brilliant. And the thing is, I came in with, like this thing, and then she came in with her thing. But no one ever speaks our American accents the same. We all have our own way of doing it, and we all have our own way of
that's
just
kinda how
walking,
Gunther
our
and
own
Tinka
way of
are.
our quote-unquote swag, or hashtag swag, right?
Hashtag swag. Everything speaks in Twitter these days.
So do you guys Twitter from the set?
Tweet.
We actually tweeted
I
on the
tweeted
way
I was coming
here.
here.
We
I said I was going to
tweeted
be
in
at
the
Time
backstage.
Talks.
Everybody's like, okay, can't wait to see all of our guys out here.
I find
I wanna
myself
give them a
going
round
to
of
Twitter a
applause.
lot more. It's like it's gotten addicting. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get a Twitter.
That's right.
She made me get a Twitter. I
I
didn't
have
want one.
71,000 followers. And
Oh
I'm
my
excited.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, sorry.
Wow.
72, I mean, but who's
Wow.
counting?
No,
So
one
how
better.
many tweets do you send a day?
Me?
1
Oh, a
billion.
lot. Oh, how many?
1,004?
1,000.
Just approximately.
So we have to add that in terms of all the rehearsal and,
Yes,
and
exactly.
the dancing and the homework and the eating.
You
There's
know,
also
when I was your age, if you wanted to communicate with your friends, you had to actually talk to them.
You guys didn't do like the cup and string kind of thing?
yeah,
Well, how about
exactly. No, just shouting.
carrier pigeon
I
works,
feel
right?
like
Roll
they
the note
tweet
up.
during school mostly.
Oh, really?
Ah,
The little
okay.
phones.
It's funny 'cause, like,
I love
when you
Twitter
see something-
because
yeah.
I love Twitter because a lot of fans talk to me about how much they love the show.
Yeah.
And that makes me so proud to know that everybody here in the audience, like Shake It Up, that makes us all so happy and kind of choked up at the same time.
Caroline, were you going to say
Well,
something?
yeah, it's like Twitter. Like before the show, I didn't have a Twitter account. I didn't do Twitter. But then I got on the show, and it's been so cool because when I have experiences or when I see cool things, like I feel the need to like share it with my fans, and it's so cool because we can connect that way. It's like it's a really great way to like connect you guys and talk with you guys, and I love like getting your tweets and sharing our funny pictures with each other and stuff. Like it's a really great way to like connect. So I understand it a lot better now.
Now, I wanted to go back to the auditions and how that worked, and you said you sat in on some of them. So, in terms of people before the auditions happened and kids that you had in mind, had you talked about, were you familiar with any of these people's performances? Did you have an open call, or how did it work?
But by the time that I came along, most of the cast was assembled, but we had talked about adding another character to the show, and that was Rashawn's character of Ty. Which I'm glad that he's on the show. I think he's great on there.
So now, now tell us why, in terms of thinking of the show, why did you think, well, we need another character and the character should be like this?
Honestly, the show,
that works.
At the heart of the show is really about friendship, and it's the friendship between all these guys, but especially it's between their characters, Cece and Rocky, is really the heart of the show. And it's about dance, and that tells me and it tells Disney that girls are going to love this show, and I think girls do love this show, right?
You guys love this show?
But at the same time, a lot of boys come to watch Disney also. I know Adam was watching it, dreaming about it.
Are you kidding me? Come on.
And part of what we were trying to do is make the show accessible for boys also, who also love dance. And that's what I was talking about before, especially guys, they love the acrobatic stuff and the flips and all that kind of dancing stuff. So on any TV show, I think everyone tunes in to television to kind of see themselves represented in some way. And we just wanted more opportunity to have stuff to do with the guys and to have friendships, and it's something that we've done and we'll continue to build on is the friendship between Ty and Deuce and what's your name?
Lynn. My brother.
I should remember these things. We've been off for a few weeks. I forgot. But it was an opportunity to do guy stuff too, and to bring another form of dance too, because Ty's character isn't necessarily about dancing on TV, but he loves dance, and he's more like most kids do. He just
dances for the ladies. What can I say?
Dance for the ladies. Dance for the ladies.
That may be out of the demos, though.
So I mean, it was kind of obvious. It came down to you and one other actor, and the other actor was very funny. He was a very funny guy, but it just seemed like it was so clear that you just felt like part of this cast.
And we kind of look alike too, which is
it's true.
Cool.
They really do look like brother and sister, don't they?
Just copying me.
Yeah.
So now do you know who was the first person cast, or how did?
I think that them.
Together.
You together.
Yes.
So how did you? Was it an open call? You had agents. I mean, tell us a little bit about what that's like.
It started with an initial audition, and then it moved on to callbacks. And then.
So how many I don't know if you know this. How many girls showed up for this initial audition?
A lot.
A lot, like 100, 200.
Generally for the lead of a show, you're gonna see the producer, the casting directors see maybe hundreds of young actors. The producers get to see, you keep looking until you found exactly when you know that it's right, and these actors are these characters. It could be 100. It could be 100, and then it gets whittled down to a select few.
And what did they ask you to do for the audition?
Dance. And I got these new Italian shoes. They were really pretty. I just gotta say, they matched my outfits. Of course.
That was a lot like her character. She also likes fashion.
There we go.
I love fashion. Don't even get me started because I will go on forever. Anyways, so I can finish my story and move on. Okay, so the shoes were really cute, and then by the end, they were like when we were in the middle of. So we did an audition. We did about like 2 callbacks, and then we did mix and match. 10 mix and matches.
Which is
tell us what a mix and match is.
We got to go in with different girls, and I got to go in with Bella.
Well, that worked out.
And
okay. Before, did you go in with other girls as well? And talk about the chemistry, which obviously you guys have. Did you go in with obviously other actresses who I'm sure were talented, but was it just you didn't feel a spark, or what was that like?
Well, I guess, it was insto chemistry when I went in with Bella. It was like, you connect like that. Well, let's just say that I'm crazy. I'm a little bit on the offside, and Zendaya's just a teeny bit on the offside, so I can bring her craziness out. And I love that about her. I'm the mellow one.
But what's interesting is that you always try to cast actors that are most like their characters, rather than although you were maybe evil, a little evil on Lost, and that's not who you are in real life. But for an ongoing part, Bella's character is a little out there and risk takes and does things maybe she shouldn't, and Zendaya's a little bit more grounded and stuff, but she's easily pushed.
Influenced by CC.
They're kind of like their characters, so it was that chemistry, and it feels real when they do it, because it's kind of versions of who they are.
Yeah. We did 10 mix and matches, and then after that we did 2 screen tests. with different girls, of course, and Zendaya and I knew from there that we were.
I mean, we did a dance together. They said, "Will you dance together?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure." We like.
Was
really
it a choreographed dance or
no,
was just anything?
it was just they
almost
freestyle
freestyle.
together, and
Okay.
we really didn't know each other. We were like, "Okay, well, let's do this." I swear it looked choreographed. It wasn't that great, but it looked like it was choreographed. We did the snake thing.
And it's always from the beginning of that. It's the snake has always lasted to every episode. We're always like what? So it's quite funny.
Now, what were some of it, Davis? What was your audition like?
Well, at the end of the audition, they asked me if I did any impressions.
Okay.
I did my Stewie impression.
Yes. Can we see that?
Yeah, here it is. Oh mother, I come bearing a gift. Here's a hint. It's in my diaper and it's not a toaster.
So, just for starters, whenever we need a pick-me-up, we have him do that. Because everybody laughs, everybody loves it. So thank you, Davis, for always being so wonderful.
That's right. That's right. Now, Adam, how about your audition? What was that? What did they ask you to do?
I sadly did not get to do a Stewie impression, but
But if you have it, if you want to do it,
no,
now,
I'm good.
feel
I'm
free.
good. I'll leave that one to him. No, I got. It was my audition story is pretty funny. There's a week in December, right before Christmas, where everything is like shutting down, and that's the week I decided to go back home to Miami, and my agents and managers said, "Hey, look, we have this audition for this new pilot, and we want you to go in on it." And we're like, "We're in Miami." And they were like, "Okay, so can you send in the tape?" And then I sent in the tape, and we flew back, and then I went in the casting office, and they hadn't seen the tape, and they saw the tape right before I went in, and they were like, "You just did it exactly like you did, and we loved it." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And they were like, "Can you come in tomorrow?" That fell. "Can you come in tomorrow for a callback?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And so I went back, and then that whole thing started. And then my last audition was with the girls.
Nice.
And I got to meet them, and then the whole chemistry was there.
We all
and-
connected, definitely.
Yeah.
It was like the Three Musketeers kind of.
Yeah, I met Bella, and I was like, she's a fireball. She was like it was the funniest thing. We would go into the audition room, and she would be like a total different person. She would be all calm, collected. She would go outside, and she would. I was like, whoa.
I have
Who
so
is this
much
person?
energy.
It's ridiculous. We'll come in like 6 o'clock in the morning. She'll be like, "Hey guys, let's do school."
No. I don't do that voice for school. I say, let's do dance.
Well, you can
School
hear it
gets-
like it's a soundproof studio, but somehow her voice just
Just
goes.
I can hear it from my dressing room.
Yeah, I don't do that voice for school. It's more like, hey guys, let's do school. Like,
All right, so now we know about the successful auditions. Have any of you been on auditions for a part you didn't get?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you.
Let's hear
Let's
about
cut the waves.
some of those because
All
it's
right.
as we say it's not all fun all the time and things don't go easily.
Seems like it's
so-
99.9 actually. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Much, yeah. So,
Really?
but I mean, you love the audition anyway, just because you get to be a different person at that moment. But I mean, in this industry, what Caroline was saying, it's really hard for kids, especially because you have to deal with rejection from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like for Davis, I mean, he's really young, and he's able to deal with that and go, "Oh well, they didn't want me."
Well,
I'm
is
going
it
for the
that
next one."
easy to deal with?
No.
No, it's
No,
not
okay.
easy in the beginning, but with a good support system, like all of our families support us 100,000%. And so, we're able to fall back on them and go, "Man, I didn't get that," but they're like, "Hey, the next one's coming. Let's
Right.
go."
Well, honestly,
you know?
Well, I
I've
would
never-
think that first of all, I would think that you absolutely couldn't even do this if you didn't have parents who were willing to drag around to a million different auditions.
That's very true.
With you.
I feel very blessed because my parents, they ran their own business, and they gave up their whole business for me to pursue my dreams, and I feel very blessed to have them as my parents.
Yeah.
And clap for my parents.
right there.
Mama! No, but my parents, they read this book, and they were reading this book, and it was about animals, but it wasn't like a dumb book, but it was a book about a rhino and like cows and sheep and other animals like that. And look, just listen.
Rhinos.
They haven't heard the story. They haven't heard
finish.
the story. Okay,
What a
so
combo.
it was about a rhino, and when he saw an opportunity, he would keep charging. He wouldn't look back and all that stuff. But when the cows, sheep, lambs, and all that other stuff, when they saw an opportunity, they let it pass by because they were like so lazy. And I grew up around that, and so I've always been able to. In the beginning, of course, it's not going to be easy to handle rejection. When somebody tells you no, you're like, wow. But as it goes on, you're able to experience. You've been able to experience them telling you no. Because in this business, you try to get it from all of us. You're going to hear a lot of no's before you hear one yes. Yeah. And I felt very blessed for my parents to be able to tell me that story, and for my parents to, be around that, and me to be around them doing all that.
Adam grew up
You're a
a
rhino.
Roshan, you've been doing this longer than anyone else. I mean, are there times where it just it's difficult at any age, adults,
It's crazy,
to take rejection, where you just felt discouraged and saying like, oh, everyone's saying no, maybe I'm no good at this.
For so long, I had no clue what was going on. I didn't even know what rejection was. Like, I would go in and I would, make jokes and everything would be good, and I would just walk out. My dad, because growing up in it, I guess I didn't put it all together, calculate that I wasn't getting a job, per se.
So this was just fun. You just
I was just going in like, oh, you're not feeling it? Okay, thanks. My dad was like, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, well, why is everyone so sad? What's going on? It's cool, you know what I mean? But then later on, I started to get that this was something serious, and it's such a big passion that everyone shared and really wanted. And that's when it was like, okay, I understand it now. So there's always been a lot of rejections, but it's usually not even that you do a bad job, per se.
But you have to have the passion. And are there young actors or kids here who want to be actors like this?
I
see a lot of hands. And here's what I always tell young people who ask me about it is that you have to want this so bad and know that you are an actor or a dancer or a singer. And it's not about getting on the Disney Channel. Yeah. It's not about being a movie star. It's not about any of that, because you can't count on that.
Nope.
Things have to line up, and it's almost like winning a lottery. There are probably even more talented kids than in the, hard to imagine, but there might even be more talented. But things have to line up a certain way, and you can't go. It worked out for Adam, but you can't sit at home and go, I want to do this on the Disney Channel in between the shows. You have to go, I want to be an actor. I have to dance. I have to sing.
That's right.
And I don't care if I win American Idol or not. I'm going to sing.
I want to add something to that.
That's really
When you, I did sit at home and I said I wanted to do that, but like I said, that rhino story,
yes.
but I got another story for y'all. So
Oh, we're dropping some beats in here.
That's the language, guys.
No, so there was, in my room, there was a poster. And I was Davis's age. And so I love superheroes. So, wow, they really don't like me talking.
I think maybe it's your necklace is hitting into the mic. I think that might be the problem.
She's done these before.
So you don't like yourself talking.
Yeah, I don't like myself.
No, I think it was a sign.
So, I know. So I like superheroes and all that stuff. So it was a Wolverine poster, and it was on the bottom. It said perseverance, and it was a Michael Jordan quote. And it said, "Some people want it to happen. Some people wish it to happen. Others tear down the walls of resistance and make it happen."
Yes.
And I live by that. And like we've been saying, there's a lot of rejection. But in this business and in life, you gotta just keep moving on. You can never look back, and just whatever your dreams are, follow them, because they can come true.
Now, I think.
It is. That's what the show's about.
Yes, 1 second. I just want to say that we are going to take questions from the audience in a few minutes. Okay, so we're going to get that set up. So as we do that, though, let's just keep talking.
All right, so ahead. I just wanted to, really quick say, he said your dreams might come true. One of the things that I always want everyone here to know, whether you're, 25, 55, or, 5 years old, or, Davis.
That's 9.
No, I'm saying anything in between. You could be 5 to 100, but you just always need to dream big and go for it. Because if you don't go for it, you'll never know if it's going to happen or not.
I don't know
You just got to trust in yourself and trust in the Lord, and it's going to happen if it's meant to be.
So does anybody have a funny or embarrassing audition story where something really? I don't know.
I've got one for the show.
For the show.
For the
okay.
show, the girl said they wanted us to dance. So it's this screen test, and I'm out there, and they're like, so can you do a little choreographed dance? I'm like, sure, and I looked online, found some moves that I could actually pull off, and they're like, can you do any cool tricks? And I'm like, yeah, I can do a handstand against the wall, if I'm like against the wall. I'm like, okay, go ahead and do it. So I go down, right as my hands are touching the ground, my head slams into the wall, and I collapse on the floor for about 5 seconds. And everybody's like, oh no, do we need to call 911? No, I'm okay. So that's my embarrassing story.
And then they knew you were right.
And then they knew.
He was
He is
in
okay.
character.
We can do stunts with him and he will be fine.
That's right. That's right. He's got a really hard head.
That's why they give me all this.
That's what my parents. I don't know why they keep telling me a hard head, but I think I figured it out when that happened.
Right. How about anybody else? Like a bad audition story?
I mean, we all have our bad ones. I fell a couple times.
You fell when you were dancing, or
No,
just
walking. Just walking.
Just walking. Okay.
Just trying to stand up straight and somehow saying a line and walking could be really difficult.
That's right. Yes, talking and
I don't know what
walking
it is,
together.
Yep. And I almost ran into a wall once too. I was saying bye to all the producers and stuff, and the door was halfway open, and you're trying to give all the love before you go. So I got bye, and then just smack into the door. And then you play it off and go, I meant to do that. That's how you do that.
All right, Davis, how about you?
Well, you all know the Three Stooges, right?
The Three Stooges.
Okay. Well, I was in an audition, and I was out for the wrong part. I was supposed to go out for Mo, but I went out for the bald guy that's really chubby. So I was going out.
Why do you look at me when you say the bald guy?
Oh, no!
Why do you look at me?
Curly.
That's Curly.
Curly.
Yes.
Okay.
So then at the end, I was like, yeah, and then they were like, well, you have a nice smile. And at the end, I was like, okay, I'll see you. That was not the best audition.
Zendaya and I, since we're always in our casting together when we did Shake It Up, we've jacked up some lines. There was this time we did a mix and match. I did a mix and match with Bella, and there's a lot riding on this. This was my dream, and I really wanted this to come true. And I was with Bella, and we were running the scene, and in front of everybody, I completely said the wrong line. I wasn't looking at my script. I thought I knew it, and I didn't. And I was just like, oh, snap. And we were like, I was like, oh. And I just came up with something on the spot to go with the same exact thing, and they ended up laughing. And I was laughing. Yeah, she I said the wrong line. She created something, and it became something funny. So it turned out for the best.
Well, and if you're on stage, you have to do that. It's like you can't
improvise.
What are you gonna do?
Tape it over, right? Exactly. So now I think we've got microphones on either side here, on both sides. So if people want to come up and ask a question,
Here we go.
they can
Here we
come
go.
up
Bring
to
it
the
on.
microphone.
Right there.
I'm scared right now.
Don't be shy. Just stand. You know what? You don't have to raise your hand. You just have to go over to the microphone.
Just get on up.
Right.
Get on up.
Okay. So here, why don't we
You gotta
start?
spit a rhyme though first.
All righty.
Okay.
I am
Now
ready.
listen,
We gotta bust a freestyle
everybody,
first, though.
I'm going to ask you, I see that we've got a lot of people, so what I'm going to ask you to do is to ask a very quick question, okay? So not to give a whole long speech, but just to ask a quick question, and we'll start with you. Okay, quiet down so we can hear.
Okay, this might be a really weird question, but my friend told me that the person who sings the theme song is Selena Gomez. I'm wondering if that's actually true.
Yeah. And in fact, I think maybe we'll hear that themes. I think we're going to play that later.
Okay.
So you'll get to hear it. Great, over here.
Is it a lot of stress to do everything, do your homework and film the show and everything?
It's definitely really hard.
There's
a level of stress, but there's also a level of fun that comes along with that kind of balances it out, so it's not too stressful and too hard.
Well, you got to make sacrifices to do what you do, and we all have the opportunity to be part of this great family and be in the Disney family. And so, there are some sacrifices where, we might have to work on schoolwork on weekends, but we love what we do and we enjoy it so much. I mean, I end up enjoying school because of it.
And I think you can do it, you know, like I still go to a normal high school. And so it's like I can still take my classes and do the show, you know, and it's like it's just finding that balance, but I definitely think it can be done. You know?
She's a genius.
Over here.
Well, I've like always wanted to act, and so I was wondering if you guys like know a place to start.
That's a great question.
Good question.
It is.
That's a tough
Theater is always fun.
In here. No, I'm kidding.
Cool. If you want to jump right in it, like all of us, commercials is the best way. And it's really just, I don't know, you can do it here, but you can also go out to LA where that's where we all started. Well, I did at least. And just start, you know, sending out your headshots and stuff to agents and really looking for someone to represent you. And then once you
But
get
you're talking professionally or something.
Right.
If you're-
I was going to say, Rob, why don't you talk a little bit
I,
about
I
that?
think, like I was saying before, if you want to be an actor, you don't need an agent. You don't need to fly to LA. You can do it right in your room sometimes. You can do it through school. Get involved with the school plays. Get involved with a class. And sometimes, you know, learning your craft is the most important thing. Learning how to be an actor, you know, it's like, oh, you're very cute. You're a pretty young girl. But if you get to an audition, if you don't know how to do it, we can't cast you. So you have to learn. It's like anything else. You have to stay in school.
Yeah.
You got to learn and get good at what you want to do.
That works too. And it's funny what he said, because you can't start in your room, because I remember I used to learn monologues, and my dad would have me look in the mirror, and I would do the 10,000 different ways to do it. I literally did it in one time in a Scooby-Doo voice, and it was really funny.
I love Scooby-Doo. Okay, over here.
What's something really funny that happened on set?
Me walking into a wall.
Ooh, that was a good. Come on, it sounds like all you guys do is walk into walls. There must be something else that happens.
Yeah, I was looking back at. Oh, how about the rejecting story? Okay, so a reject.
There we go.
Dance,
Oh,
you go like
we're gonna hear
this,
the end of this.
and I was actually in flats, and I still did it, and I have a beanbag right back at me.
Bad
So I was like, boom, and I just
like that.
And
just like that.
microphone.
That's how that worked.
Something like that.
That's something like that.
That never happens. Anyway, I fell back straight, and then I kind of was like, after I was like, wait, did I just fall? Guys, it was the most graceful fall I've ever seen in my life. It was like,
It was like the
All
Matrix.
right, well, that's the way. If you're going to fall, let's do it gracefully. Over here.
Oh, Kenton had one.
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, why don't we go? I'm just going to go through the questions quickly because there's so many people and we want to get them all in. Go ahead, guys.
What's the best thing about Shake It Up?
dancing with your best friends. Woo. And living your dreams. I mean, I guess Rocky and Cece and everybody on the show, they live their dreams, and so are we, you know, every day. So I guess just living your dreams and going for what you really want to do.
Yeah. Okay,
Fun.
great.
Dream
Over
big.
here.
Right.
What is your favorite scene?
What is our favorite scene?
Of which episode?
I have one.
Okay, go ahead, Adam.
Okay, so
Let me guess, you're in it.
The arm
no. But it has a backstory. So, did you guys all see the pig episode last week? Yeah? All right. Do you remember the scene that I'm talking to Dina, and I'm holding the pig, and it's the first time that I have the pig? Okay, so we're rehearsing the scene, and I'm holding the pig, and we're doing our lines, and all of a sudden, near the end of the scene, I feel something drip.
All right.
Something drip, and I look down, and the pig peed on me. And I gave the pig to the animal handler, and I ran to wardrobe because I did not want to be in pig pee all day.
Pig pee.
Okay, over here.
Have any of you guys met each other before the auditions for Shake It Up?
Yeah,
Oh,
Bella
Kenton
and I
have been friends before this, so
yeah,
woo!
we did a scary movie together.
Forget me not.
We got to run around in graveyards and stuff like that.
And I got to have a nosebleed, which was weird, and it kind of tasted, I don't know, a little
I got to chase Bella down first as a normal kid, and then I chased her down in a burlap sack with all this ghoul makeup on. And we chased her so fast that she was running and running and running and running, and there's like 7 of us chasing her down. And she then and we all thought she'd actually run into without, kicking the door or anything, without any stunts. We thought she'd actually hit the door. Boom, and she went straight down. It's like the nosebleed started. We're like,
And then I started convulsing, and I was like,
Clearly, running into walls is a big danger as an actor.
It's one of her special skills as an actress.
Absolutely.
it is.
It takes skill to trip over flat surfaces.
Yes. Okay, let's go over here.
Even though you guys are famous, do you still get grounded and have limitations?
Good question. Good
Oh my gosh,
question.
I still have
This is
to
like
clean
really
my
fun.
room.
Oh, yeah.
Do my chores.
We all do.
I mean, just because you're on, or at least in my house, just because you're on TV doesn't mean you get out of doing chores and cleaning
Nope.
the room.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
mom,
Definitely not from me.
before I
I don't
came
even get
here,
an allowance,
my mom
though.
texted me to make sure my room was clean.
Right. Good.
That's how I got it.
Well, oh, you mean your hotel room?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
My
sweet.
hotel room.
I had to
I
clean
love
my
your
bed this
mom.
morning.
I
My
love
dad,
your mom.
yes,
I
that
know.
guy right there, I'm pointing him out. He goes, hey, Ken, clean up your bed. I'm like, what? There's a, okay.
See, the funny thing about my parents is they make me do chores, but I don't get an allowance.
Oh, same here. I feel you, man. I feel you.
I'm like, okay.
Okay. I still gotta take the trash cans out and stuff.
Okay.
Same here.
Good question.
Have you
All right,
ever,
over here.
have you ever gotten the wrong part in an audition?
Have we ever
Yes.
gotten the wrong?
No, yeah, like gone in for the wrong role that you're supposed to be going in for.
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually.
Yeah.
No.
You wanna go first?
You can go. Go ahead.
Okay. I went in for a commercial audition and I didn't check the room numbers, so I waited, my time, and I went in for this audition, and I walked out. My dad's like, "So, how'd it go?" And I'm like, "I think I went in for the wrong one." I check. I was in the opposite side of the hall. So then I check into the other one. I ended up getting the commercial that I had gone in, that I had basically just walked into, like, "Oh, I'm ready." And they were like, "By the way, who's your agent?" "Oh, like I said my agent's name. Like, "Oh, okay."
You don't know who you are.
We have no idea why you're here.
But you got it. But you
But
got
I ended
it.
up getting
Okay.
Spider-Man.
All right, Zendaya. what are you gonna
Me,
say?
I wouldn't say I went in for the wrong part or anything like that, but I went in for a different part. I originally, when I went in for Shake It Up, I went in as Cece, and the writer, he said, will you come in for Rocky? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So I went in, and I felt her, and I connected with her in a different level. I felt her.
You rocked Rocky.
Yes, I rocked Rocky. I felt that chemistry with her character, and I guess, it was the right decision for me, and it was a good call.
Well, that's kind of what Rob was saying about it. It helps to cast people who
You're
you're
more
like.
Rocky than
Right.
Cece.
Now, over here.
Yeah, it's just good.
First of all, I watch your TV show every day. I always look for the new one. And so the question is, have you ever actually been to Disney World?
Yes! I'm from the East Coast, so I would always go. Yes.
We are
Isabella
actually
both
going
from
there next week,
And I just
Caroline.
left there last week, so
Hit up
We just got
Orlando.
back, yeah. So
I've
we're
been
going.
to Disneyland.
Get free tickets.
World.
she's
Free
Disney
tickets.
Worldless.
See, that's
Disney World.
That's
Disney
lame.
World.
I know
Yes.
Belle and Zendaya did from the Free 65 commercial.
Oh, Disneyland. Disneyland. Yeah, we went to Disneyland, California, but I've never been to Disney World.
we're right. That's which is in Orlando. Okay, over here.
That's a good question.
Do you ever feel weird, like
All the time.
having to like go on TV and then you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot my line, and then after
All
that,
the time.
Yeah, for some reason, I've noticed this. All of us go when we forget a line. All
I
of
go
us.
like this.
No, you do it too.
No, I
You do
don't.
it too.
Yeah,
you
you
don't
do,
catch
you do,
yourself
you
doing
do.
it. You'll go like this. You'll go like, hey.
Let's do this, ready? The famous. That was not the right line.
Okay, over here.
I've been watching your show since it started, and honestly, I love it. And I've been watching your dance moves, and I've been adding my little twist to it.
Oh, nice.
Well, you know what?
You're shaking it up.
We're gonna shake it up at the end a little bit, so maybe people will get a chance to, in our seats, you can show your dance move.
No, my question was if you had
Yeah, but actually,
Sorry.
if you had
I should
any,
have known.
if you had any auditions for like a backup dancer.
Ah.
Oh, what was
Backup dancer audition.
That is a Rob
it?
question.
Audition?
Rob.
Rob, would you like to
Like
take
to take
that?
that one?
Come on, man.
Yeah, you can audition when everyone has a chance to dance in a little while. I'll keep an eye on you. I bet
okay.
you're awesome. I can
All right,
tell.
over here.
How long are you guys staying in New York for?
Till Wednesday.
Was that a dare? No. Okay,
No,
I
why?
just
Did
thought
you
it was
want
a
to
dare for
invite
some
them
reason.
like to a party or something? Okay.
She's rolling out.
Okay. Okay.
Peace.
Okay, is there?
Deuces.
Okay, let's go over here as you guys finish consulting. Go ahead, sweetie.
How'd you make your dream possible?
How'd you make your dream possible? Let's get one. Davis, how about you? Why don't you answer that one?
Go, Dave.
Well, I don't know really how to answer that question.
Okay.
You know, you just always have to believe that you can do something. You can't say, oh, this is so hard. You have to always say, oh, this is so easy. I just can't do it because I'm really not.
Can I just say something about Davis, though? Because some people are just born with skills. You know, you see an amazing athlete. They're just born with that. Sometimes people are just born and they're so beautiful. Of course they're a model.
Right.
Davis is just really, really, really funny. And he
Very
just knows how to do it, and nobody shows him. Or I know you work with your mom, Halsey, and stuff, but
Well, I try.
yeah, but he's just a really funny guy. He's just got that thing.
Okay, let's go over here.
Did you guys go to any acting schools in the city, like Diane Harden? Or?
Did you go to acting school?
Acting school.
Anybody?
I did conservatory.
A little bit.
At the California Shakespeare Theater. I did like 5-week conservatories every summer, and I went to an art school for 2 years in middle school. So I definitely studied my craft, and I took it really seriously.
Like my school was a performing arts school, so just being in a performing arts school, you get to do everything, so that
And
helps.
I think if you can take classes, or if you can, like, anything that you can do to work on your acting, like, you know, go to a class, read a monologue, you know, be in your school play, like, anything you can do to give yourself a chance to, like, be in that environment is, like, definitely really cool.
Okay.
Just even, you know, camps over the summer. Like that.
Now, you know what I'm going to do, just because I see we got so many questions. I'm going to take 5 questions in a row, and then we'll do answers, okay, to them in case some of them are the same, and this way we'll just. It's stressful. It's stressful. It's stressful.
See, this is what we were talking about.
But
him
this
just being
way,
naturally
and this
hysterical.
way, each, you know, one of you can think when you hear the 5 questions, you can think, okay, I'm going to do that one, and we'll just get because we want.
Okay, so
We're running
shoot
out of
the
time,
same
and
question.
I also want some time to dance at the end. So, 5 in a row here. You go.
Hi guys, I love you so much. And
Hello. Thank you.
I wanted to know, who are your idols and inspiration?
Excellent question. Next one.
I just answered that.
Bella, keep that in mind.
I had a question for you guys. Can you do the Hessenheffers thing?
Yeah,
Okay, do that right now.
All right.
Right now. Okay, ready?
I am Gunther.
Und ein Tinker. Und
wir are
Hessenheffers.
Excellent. Okay. Next one. Let's take the next one.
I've been waiting to do that all day.
Which one was your favorite show to do?
Which is a favorite show to do? Okay, next one.
All right. So Selena Gomez sings your theme song, and I was wondering, like, would it be cool if she sang the song, like, on your show, like have her on the show to sing the theme song? And I also heard Ken in a video saying that he'd love to have Selena on.
That sounds.
I think that's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Okay, go ahead.
We need to get him.
You see that episode? Just remember, we thought of you.
Everybody,
Go ahead, sweetie.
have you ever known anybody like personally, and after you become like famous, like have they treated you differently?
That's a good question.
That's-
Okay,
that's
so
the
let's
best
start
question.
let's start with that one.
Okay.
Go ahead, Caroline.
Okay, so sometimes it's a little different. I've known people for a while. Well, first of all, it's important to have a good support system. Choose your friends carefully, and that'll serve you really, really well, because your friends are going to love you no matter what. They're going to love me if I'm Tinka or if I'm not Tinka. My true friends, you know, so be careful. But it's funny, like, I still go to a high school, and so people do treat you a little bit differently. Like, I was walking in the hallway, and this kid runs up to me, and he goes, Tinka, 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 will you sign my cast? And he'd, like, designated a special spot on his cast for Tinka to sign, you know, or people want to take pictures of you in the classroom. It's like, it's really funny, you know, and like, I got a phone call from a girl that I used to babysit, and she was like, I want to talk to Tinka. It's Caroline, you know. It's kind of
All
funny.
right. Now, who wants to take the inspiration or idol? Somebody. Okay, Bella, go ahead.
Can Adam and I share it?
Sure.
Okay, I love Natalie Portman. I look up to her. She's been working since really young, like I have, and she went to college, and I want to go to USC, and I think that that's really cool. And she loves fashion, and well, again, we've stated this.
Okay.
For me, it's Will Smith all the way. Because Will Smith, you know, he started out in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and like that was amazing. And you know, it's a comedy series. But then when he started doing movies and all that stuff, he was so diverse because he did so many different genres.
Right.
And that's what I really like about him.
Now we did hear about a favorite episode. We heard about the pig one. So let's go over here and take 5 questions in a row.
How do you like pick the extras or the guest stars? And is it through agents or how is it?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's a Rob
You get a question. Okay.
What was it again? How do you pick the
guest stars?
How do you pick the guest star?
Or even extras.
Extras background.
Well, the extras are brought on by the second AD, and they choose, and they're basically just kids that look like they would be in the school, or the dance. We have regular dancers in the background on set when we're at Shake It Up Chicago. But for guest stars, and we've had a lot of great guest stars, like you mentioned. Ainsley, Dina. I can't remember anything today. Dina what was like one of our favorite guest stars, and we had the idea, and it was a really small part.
Yeah, it was just like a little co-star role.
It was like one line or something. She was going to be the girl, right?
That I roll away in the ball with.
And we thought she was funny, so we gave her 2 or 3 lines, and then we brought her back. But she came in with maybe 6 or 7 other girls that were all kind of like that same type of girl, but there was just something really cool about her, and she made us laugh, and we liked her so much we brought her back, and then we brought her back again, and she just plays with them really well. And who plays your friend?
Betty!
What's his name? I'm so bad with names.
Henry.
No, Henry, right. It looks really bad when I'm the writer and I can't remember the character. But Henry was like another one of our. His audition was sent in on tape, and it was just so clear that he was so perfect to play this role. And again, we loved him so much. We've had him back a bunch of time. Isn't that kid funny that plays Henry?
Oh, he's hysterical.
Okay, now let's go next. Next, go ahead.
Hi, you guys. My question is, like Bella, you've guest starred on Wizards of Waverly Place. All of you guys, like, what would be a show, Disney Channel or not, that you guys would love to
Okay, that's a
not
good
audition in? But
Okay,
beyond.
keep that in mind.
That's
Next
a
one.
finger.
Okay, first I just want to say if you ever need any, background stars, hi, I'm Juliana. And what advice would you give to younger kids who want to become actors or actresses like you?
Okay, good one. Next one.
How long does it take you to rehearse the shows?
How long does it take to rehearse the show? Okay,
1 week.
And the next one, 1 week was the answer to that. That was a good,
good job,
quick
Belle.
one. Go ahead,
Simple.
sweetie.
Well, you know, but we're
3
still
days to rehearse.
Right. Go ahead.
Do you take your dance lessons together?
Okay, so let's start with that one. Do you take your dance lessons
Me
together?
and Bella are usually in dance rehearsals all the time together, and it's really fun. We get to, work together and be with your best friend, like you would in your living room, hanging out. It's what we do. Yeah, Zendaya and I have a lot of fun, definitely.
Now, what about the other question? Did anyone want to take that?
Which one?
Which one was that?
I'll take the what would you tell younger kids?
Okay.
Like we've said before, just always dream big, always love what you do, because if you don't love it, then you really shouldn't be doing it, because it's not your passion, it's not what you want to strive for. I mean, you could strive for, okay, you want to be an architect, or you want to be a hairdresser. Go for those. Don't think you have to be a model, just because you're like, everybody says, oh, you should be a model. Do what you want to do, because it's your life, and you've got to enjoy it, and you've got to love what you're doing.
Okay, now I can already tell we're not going to have time for everyone's questions because I know these guys have to go somewhere afterwards.
Dance rehearsal.
Dance rehearsal. So I'm going to take 2 questions here and 2 questions there. So go ahead.
On Shake It Up, you guys normally do a lot of hip hop, and we do all different types of dance. So, is there ever going to be an episode where you do other styles of dance?
I think me and Rashawn can take that one.
Yeah.
Rashawn and I can take that one.
Yeah, we got some.
We got some Latin dancing up in here.
Dances that are not quite hip hoppy.
Okay,
Definitely
good.
not.
Well, look for those.
They do the salsa.
It was nice.
We do
the tango.
Okay. Oh, I hope I get to see that.
The guys will be tangoing together.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm a dancer, and it's really inspirational that you guys did a show on that. And I want to know where you guys got your fashion inspiration from, and what your favorite stores are.
It's out of my closet.
Well, fashion inspiration, I think fashion inspiration is kind of different for every person. It's something, maybe it's something that you see walking down the street, or it's something you see in a magazine, or it's something,
you see, like just anything. Maybe it's a tree that you see that, hey, I kind of like the way the colors and the way that works, and turning it into an outfit with the greens and the browns, and so it's kind of just having inspiration, picking it up from everywhere, and kind of creating your own personal style.
I think why a lot of people love fashion, the same reason I do, is it's a way to, even without talking to somebody, you can see the way they act by the way they dress and what they like to do just by the way they dress. And I love that about fashion. And I love fashion, and I've always have, and that's why I look up to Natalie Portman and people like that, because they also like fashion, and it's all about showing your true self through your clothes.
Okay, now I'm going to take 2 questions here, but then you guys can stay in the aisles because I think we're going to play some music. These guys can dance here, and you guys can dance in the aisles. So let's take 2 here. Go ahead.
How did you feel when you first started?
How did you feel when you first started? And next one? Next question? Yeah.
She's like, what?
Thank you. What's one embarrassing thing that each of you guys have to carry with you guys everywhere?
Okay, who wants to take the embarrassing thing?
I'll take the embarrassing.
Adam, go for it.
Everybody knows it's me. So, everybody saw the episode where Rashawn and I are in the golf cart,
yeah, that's right.
Everybody saw. Okay, so
This guy.
I take this with me everywhere. It was the network run-through right in front of
This
all
is
of
serious
Disney.
stuff,
This is
guys.
serious stuff.
You will
right?
never live this
In
down.
front of all of, I'm never gonna live this down.
Yeah.
Ever.
All of Disney,
Yep.
mind you. So we're driving this golf cart, and we did the producer in front of all the producers.
gotta tell
and
them it's your
everything
first
went
time
great.
driving, though.
It's the first time I'm driving ever,
Anything.
and driving
Who
a golf
let
cart
you do
nonetheless.
that? That's what I want to
said,
know.
Rob
Okay,
Lauderstein,
now we
everybody.
know. All right.
You just step on the thing and you
I know, you
like
turned.
it. It's
So,
not hard.
the producer run-through went great, but the network run-through didn't go that well. So we're driving, and there's this part where you have to peel out, and there were 2 golf carts.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we did the, and then that golf cart stayed there, and we went around. So the golf cart was there, and our producer, our UPM, was sitting right there, Frank Pace, and we were driving. And we had to peel out, like really peel out.
he peeled out,
and the
though.
wheels were cut. No, hold on, let me tell the story, because
But
you'll
hold
ruin
on,
it.
man. But I'm
Don't
sitting
ruin
next
it.
to you. I
I know. Hold on, you were scared.
Man, I was
Hold on,
scared.
hold on, no.
Let him speak.
So
Let him speak.
I stepped on the wheels, and the wheels were cut, and we rolled out, and we hit the other golf cart, and Frank, our producer, was sitting on the golf cart like this.
With his legs on the ground.
No, he was not.
It was on the ground.
So he was on. It was on the.
No.
His
That's where
legs
he
were
ended
safe.
up.
His legs were safe. His legs were safe.
Okay, hold on.
Adam ran over a producer.
I did. Yes. Long story short. So, but everybody. Okay. So everybody looks at what I did, but nobody looks at his face when I crashed into his face. Was.
I was bracing myself.
No, but he was partially the fault because he was like covering my eyes.
All right.
No,
well,
I was not partially
you're gonna
the
have a chance to redeem yourself as you guys can dance on stage now. So if we can play the music and people can just dance.
One more question.
What was the last question? I forgot it.
What was your question?
How did it feel when you
We
started?
first started, right?
Oh, all right. Who wants to take that
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
one? Zendaya, go ahead.
I think it was kind of a surreal experience because for me, I think everybody here kind of always imagined themselves on TV, and so it was kind of crazy. I mean, you see yourself on TV every week, and we make a lot of hard decisions. My mom, she's still back in Oakland.
Aw, mommy.
And I never get to see her as much as I'd like to. But there's certain things that you have to do, and
Sacrifice.
we have fun and we roll with it, and it's kind of just been an amazing experience for everybody. I think.
Okay, great. Dancing time. All right. Well, thank you guys so much, Rob. We expect you to go center stage here.
Come on, Rob.
And
Get up and dance.
And guys, if you can roll
I ain't gonna run over anybody this
roll
time. Y'all are safe.
music.
Conglomerate.
Hey.
I'm next to him. How do you think I feel?
Move the chairs back, ready?
Ready?
Let.
Yo,
hold up.
Here we go.
Oh,
can you grab it?
Hey guys, join in. Everybody dance party.
Guys, we have to actual
Heels.
performance in.
Hey, let's do the body worm. Hey,
Come on.
get it. What?
Hold on. We're gonna do the dance.
Wait, what dance are you doing?
We're doing the.
Woo, crazy. Right now?
Hey.
Come on, everybody, dance with us. Oh, hold on. Wait for the part to come up. All right.
Here we go.
Ready?
I'm taking water all over the place.
Okay. Come on. Go ahead. Shake it. Down. Go ahead. Let's just go around.
Let's go. Come on, James. Come on.
Okay. All right. Some of you stay here. Here, you can dance on the sides here. Okay. You can dance on the sides here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, blow up. That's enough.
Can I get a hug? Oh, yeah.
It's going to be too crowded, I think, otherwise. Oh, get it, girl. Okay.
Here we go. Yeah.
Wait, it's a slow motion. Okay. Oh.
How you end that?
Okay. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I'm sorry we couldn't have everybody up on stage. Whoa.
Nobody with me on that one last song? I saw you there laughing at me.
Oh, you got the picture.
Okay.